Everything is new again, walking with a permagrin, head so high. I'm back with you and all is right. Shaking on the apple tree, ticking off the honeybees, watch them fly. It's just like we never said goodbye.
Oh, well hello there. Welcome back to NeoCraft, and I am as always NihonTiger. So, you caught me sorting through stuff in my storage room. But, oh, whoa. This looks a little bit different, doesn't it? Why, yes. And so does something else. Wait for it. Oh my god! Happy 4th of July, everybody! Yay! So, yes, I've put on a fancy skin for the holiday. And I'm off work, so I can do all kinds of fancy fun things and whatnot today. And there's a zombie coming for me. Great. Here, how about I shoot him? Shoot him. There we go. Yes. Suck on to freedom. Suck on it. Yes. America. So, I should probably explain what the heck the big giant piles of dirt are. So, first things first. For those of you that know me, you know that when I'm planning to build, I tend to... Hi, spider. Hi. You dead. Freedom. Can't handle the freedom. So, for those of you that happen to know me, you know that I build a lot in dirt and then kind of renovate with different blocks after it so I can kind of get shape ideas and just general layout set up pretty much. So what is going on here is there's two separate areas that I'm going to be working on in the next couple of weeks. And first off, I want to talk a little bit about this area. This is called the dam, or the tall wall, and it will be part of the outer wall that will come around in between all of these towers I built. So the towers are pretty much in place, and there's two more, one there and then one on the opposite side that will be taken care of pretty soon. I'm gonna try and excuse me there, I had to probably mute my mic for a second because I had to clear my throat. But yeah, there's gonna be two little parts, one right there and one on the back side, and those will be completed, and then basically we have to wait for 1.8 because we're gonna build, I'm trying to remember which block it is. It's diorite or andesite. The other gray one, I think it's andesite. No, it's diorite, isn't it? I can't remember which one's which now. But it's the new gray one, the new grayish one is actually going to be what we make the walls out of. I wanted a different color block for that, and that's why the walls aren't up yet, because we don't have a snapshot. We don't have the capabilities to run a snapshot on the NeoCraft server because of Bucket, and most importantly 1.8 isn't even out, so it's not in the vanilla game yet, so you have to wait a little bit for that. And once that's done, we'll start work on the walls, and then they'll kind of connect all the way around from that part, which we'll talk about over there, to this part right here. So originally what these were going to be were, and you mind the wool here, I just put it there so that the grass wouldn't grow over and spread onto here. I don't want that to happen for a couple of reasons. It just makes it a lot easier to look at it. Oh, I threw my sword. Hit the wrong button. Makes it a lot easier to look at it from like an overview or map and figure out that, you know, this is not part of the mountain. It's actually a separate structure. And the zombie's coming this way. Freedom! Suck on it. And I'm on fire. Freedom fire. Freedom fire. Okay. And it's the cost of freedom you have to pay. But it's kind of got, this tower's kind of got like a backwards B kind of shape to it. I just kind of like the style a little bit. So this is going to be an actual tower, and then we'll have kind of a platform across here. It'll be kind of our connecting path. And then this will be, actually, I thought I was going to make it a tower, but instead I'm going to make it an open air kind of platform, and these will be walls. So that will be kind of cool. And if you'll excuse me for 1 second, I have to go grab something. Okay, so we're back. Just had to go grab something that was rattling around somewhere in my house. I think something fell off was falling, in the process of falling off the shelf. So, anyways, this will be kind of an open air, I would say almost like a plaza, and will kind of connect up here to where this portal is going. Now, unfortunately, my plan to have the spirally helix, it kind of comes up and then goes around the portal and make it look really cool. Don't think that's going to work. I haven't found a design I really like that fits within the footprint that I'm looking for. So I might construct some kind of scary open air thing that kind of makes it look all spooky, and I'll have to figure out a design for that. So that will be something I work on as well. We'll kind of all work on this as one continuous piece. And there's Ark's his cake house. I have not moved it in a while. And up here, so here's, just to show this off real quick, here are 1 tower, 2 tower. So here, I was going to show off what's going on in there, but in here, this right here is going to be called the battery. And I don't mean like, you know, a car battery or like the crime of battery. I mean like the reason that Battery Park is called Battery Park in New York City is for a specific reason. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're unsure, like if you know what I'm talking about already, you know exactly what's going to be going on here. If you don't, go ahead and Wikipedia it. Look up battery. It's not the battery that you use to power your game controller or the crime. It's the other one. And I don't want to give away too much about what's going to go in there, but if you look at what a battery is, the kind of battery I'm talking about, you'll figure it out pretty quickly what's going on in there, and it's going to be functional. So yeah, I have to do a little bit of work on the engineering that goes into all of that as well. So obviously here's the study. Here is the brewing room, which is looking nice and fine and dandy. And then right now, this is the bedroom. So I've got these giant windows, which I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I want to do a little bit different shape than this. And I'm going to knock out those just to kind of make them equal. And then right now I've just got the bed in here, so I have to figure out some decorations to go in here that would fit, that would make sense. Obviously I think I'm going to have a chandelier that kind of hangs out down from the ceiling. And yeah, this is going to be probably what we work on next week. Just because I was going to work on it this week, but unfortunately other things have come up of greater importance. Much greater importance. In fact, they are almost, you could say, of dire national importance to the United States. So, for those of you who don't know, the NeoCraft server is based in the UK. It is hosted by the, oh gosh, who does it? I can't remember. It's a British hosting service, though. So I play, as an American, I play on a British-based server. And the reason it's in Britain is because Ark is British, and he is the one who owns the server. So he obviously went ahead and just got a server from a British company that hosts them, which makes a lot of sense. And there we go, glitching through the nether. But that, it's not bad. It's not too bad. There is some days when the ping is awful, but for the most part, it's pretty tolerable. It's occasionally a little bad here and there. But the problem is, we're on a British server. We're a British-based server, and we're Americans. And it's July 4th. This is when we declared our independence from those pesky Brits. Those stupid pesky Brits. And their pesky taxes and kings and British people. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But and their boy bands too. Yeah. Screw One Direction. Screw One Direction. Stupid Brits. But we need to do something about that today, because today is America's Day, and I thought we'd bring a little bit of patriotism to Spawn. Yes, America. This is kind of a prank, but not really. So, for those of you who are from another country, you might be wondering, well, why is Nihon so worked up about this? Why is he so worked up about July 4th? Let me explain just exactly what July 4th is in the United States. So most of you guys know it as, I don't have permissions for this area. We'll need to find a place. It must be I can't just build right in the middle there. Can I? Here, yes, that will work. So, July 4th is the day in America that, most people will say, oh, it's the day that the Declaration of Independence was signed, and that's a myth. That's actually incorrect. Really, what it is, it's the day that freedom was invented. And freedom, for those of you that don't know, freedom was invented by George Washington in his Mount Vernon laboratory on July 4th, 1776. He was just doing some experiments to learn how to make peanut butter, which hadn't been invented yet either. So he was trying to invent peanut butter at the time. And actually, I kind of want this to be that way. So he was trying to invent peanut butter. And actually, I need more. Don't I need more of these? Yeah, I might need more. Okay. I might need many more fence posts because it's going to be 13 blocks high and I had 14, so that's not going to work. So yeah, George Washington was trying to invent peanut butter in his laboratory, and he mixed a couple of seemingly inert gases together, and they kind of exploded, and freedom came out from the gases. It was very, very dangerous, and some of you are probably questioning me, questioning what I'm saying here. You're like, oh, Nihon, that can't be true. And I say to you, would I ever lie to you about these things for entertainment purposes? Would I? I didn't think so. So, he was mixing his gases together to make peanut butter because back in 1776, they really didn't have a good idea of how you made peanut butter. They didn't realize you just had to grind up peanuts. They thought, you had to mix some gases together and then give you some kind of gas you could use on the peanuts. And then once you used gas on the peanuts, they would become liquefied, and then that peanut butter would come out of them. That's just the way these things work. So he invented freedom, and as it turns out, freedom is very volatile gas, and it kind of has a very long half-life in it. So one of the things it tries to do is that it tries to kind of escape, and it spreads very quickly. Freedom spreads very quickly, and since it has such a long half-life, it gets in everywhere. It gets in the land, it gets in the air, and it just kind of stays there, and it's still there today. It's still, if you come to America, you have to be really careful, about the freedom, because it's kind of all over the place, and you can get infected with freedom very easily. And that's why they call it the land of the free. Because that's exactly why. I mean, that's not a lie either. You know, they call it the land of the free because it is actually the land of the free. It's literally the land of the free. I mean, there's actually that stuff is actually in the ground. You know, it's not like it just call it that because of some ideological thing that made it sound really nice, right? Right. So have all this freedom in the air, and it's still there, and you can't really get rid of freedom. It's very hard to get rid of. So they've just kind of rolled with it and turned a bad thing into a good thing. So now they have all these wonderful advertising campaigns about come to America and experience our freedom. See, so you know they're taking this bad thing and they're making it great. So you gotta give them props for that. I mean, you know, that's a lot like saying, hey, we've got this deadly poisonous gas here. You should come here and check this place out. I don't think many people would want to vacation somewhere where there's like toxic waste. But these American people, you know, their ingenuity managed to turn a bad thing into a good thing. So let me figure out how I want to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Oh wait, no, it's 7, isn't it? Yeah, it's 7 by 7. Okay, so I need to go one more down. So we'll take care of that in a minute. But yeah, that's kind of part of the story how America got free. Because, you know, once the freedom was out there, freedom is a very contagious thing. And everybody got infected with freedom. And they didn't want to be part of the... Well, actually, no, that's not true either. The truth is, the British didn't want any of this freedom stuff just floating around in the air. So they decided that they were going to kind of come in and send their 17th century hazmat teams or equivalent of it. I don't even know if they had hazmat teams. They probably did. They're the British Empire. They have everything. You know, relatively speaking, they kind of did have a lot of the world under their grasp at the time. But, you know, so they sent in their crews, and the first place they went to was a little place called Boston. And Boston was kind of a place where a lot of people came, and for some reason, you know, the freedom seemed to really affect the people there. So they kind of sent their hazmat teams in to clean it up, and the citizens of Boston fought back, and that's kind of what started the whole quote unquote Revolutionary War. It wasn't really revolutionary. I mean, there wasn't really anything new, or not much new about the war that hadn't been fought before. They fought with guns and horses and all kinds of the usual accoutrements is the word I'm thinking of. Accoutrements of war. I mean, it's not like they fought with fighter jets or anything like that. That was the War of 1812. So, anyways, you know, blah 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 blah. Long story short, America wins its freedom, and so, you know, with all the freedom stuff, they kind of decided to pick July 4th as the day because that was the day that freedom was originally invented. Now, you're probably wondering too about some of the excuse me, a little bit of almost a hiccup there. You're probably wondering about some of the kind of the things that happen on the 4th of July, some of the many things that we do. And one of the most popular ones, one of the ones that everybody around the world knows, is that we have gigantic, big-ass fireworks all over the place. It's like every city in America, no matter how big or how small, has a fireworks display. Well, I'll be honest with you, some of the small ones really don't. They kind of just are like, the big guys down the street are having them. We're not going to waste the money on them because fireworks are expensive, man. Fireworks are really expensive. And also, technically, in a lot of places, they're also illegal to actually own. But that's because the mob controls the fireworks business. Don't tell anyone I said you did. Okay. So, you know, why do we do fireworks in the first place? Why why fireworks? Why don't we do something else to celebrate our patriotism? Well, we used to. That is actually the truth. A long time ago, a long time, before I was born. This is another good American tale that they don't teach you if you're new, to the country. You have to kind of learn it. A lot of these untold stories about America, you have to really learn. And I'm kind of doing a lot of you a solid here by telling you things. I really shouldn't be telling you all these stories. You really should have to kind of learn them on your own. So let's see. This is 12. It's 3. But I'm doing you a solid here. I'm saving you. Hey, Art-san. Hey. So, Artist Dude is on. So I thought I would say hi to him. But so let's see, that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4. You. So for those of you wondering what my message says, it's just a login message. So we have a login message here on NeoCraft. Sometimes that pops up, and it's hard to get it to pop out of the message bar. So. Fireworks, yes, fireworks. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about why do we do fireworks? Well, back in the olden days, do I have enough? I should have enough. Yeah. I feel like I may have made this too big. So if I have, I'll just have to make it slightly smaller. So yeah, back in the old days, back in the almost the pioneer days. You can almost call them the pioneer days. But they're not really pioneer days. They used to burn a giant effigy of King George III. Just go out to the nearby field, and they built like a giant wooden and straw effigy of him. And we're talking like monstrous, we're talking like, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. That looks right. Okay. Down some torches. Torches. So they would build these giant effigies of the king, and then they would get like all kinds of crazy, awesome dynamite and like weapons grade explosions, and they would just blow the crap out of that thing. They would just blow it up because that was how we kind of, we still kind of do things in America. When we want to celebrate, we just blow stuff up. But unfortunately, around the time that this got really, really extravagant, and I mean, they were building some really extravagant ones like the 1850s, 1860s. They were like 200-300 feet tall, gigantic kings that they were just building for the sake of building them. Around that time, we had a little problem. It's called the Civil War. And so let's see if I can. 1, 2, 1, and then one more down. 2. Okay, cool. But we had the Civil War going on, and Lincoln was like, he's looking at this stuff. He's looking at this time-honored tradition of blowing up the giant King George effigy. And I mean, they're building 200, 300 foot tall ones, and those require a lot of explosives. You're talking like several thousand tons of explosives to blow these things up. And he was looking at that, and he was like, this is stupid. We're in the middle of a war. We could be using those explosives to blow up train tracks and free the slaves. Because a chain does not withstand the giant nitroglycerin explosion. Those things will blow right off. So he kind of said, all right, enough of this. Get that, it's tradition, but we got to change this, guys. We got to change this because this is wartime. We can't be wasting all these resources on blowing up giant King George effigies. I mean, the dude's been gone for forever now. We got to get over this. People were very upset about that, and they promised, that they would keep doing it, that Lincoln couldn't stop them. He couldn't stop them. I mean, this was their tradition. This was our tradition at the time. And so Lincoln came up with a compromise. Now, he did not invent fireworks. Let's just be totally honest about that. He did not invent fireworks. There is no way. The Chinese invented them. So I'm not saying that Lincoln invented fireworks, because that's just stupid. But what he did invent was the idea of fireworks on the 4th of July as kind of a replacement for, explosions. I mean, they're still explosions. They're explosions, but they were colorful explosions. And people, after a while, people kind of got, they kind of got used to it. They kind of liked it because, well, for one, you didn't have the risk of little Timmy getting blown apart in the ensuing explosion of the effigy. You didn't have splinters flying everywhere either, so they kind of thought, this isn't too bad. It's a lot safer. We can kind of keep the kids away and nobody gets hurt. So, hey, let's go with this. And so that is exactly what they did. So let me do 3, 4. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's kind of what they agreed would be a good idea. So they ended up deciding that fireworks are better. Their fireworks were safer, and they were pretty cool. You could make them do all kinds of crazy things. So they ultimately decided to replace the explosions of King George effigies with just regular fireworks. I really don't have a story to tell you about why, everyone deep fries stuff on the 4th of July and grills and barbecues. That's just a thing. I think people like barbecuing, and they kind of will use any excuse in America to make barbecue. But if you would like, I could make one up about how the Kansas City mob came up with it. Nah, it's not worth my time. So, there is one more thing we could talk about. And, nope. I haven't even touched the cakes. There's one more thing we can talk about. We can talk about the flag. Yeah, let's talk about the flag. The flag is awesome. The flag is the greatest flag on the face of the earth. The end. That is the story of the flag. Alright, is there any wool I have? No, where's my wool chest? Nope, I don't have wool. Okay, I'll have to. They so pretty. They are so pretty, I don't want to eat them. Don't want to eat them, damn it. Yeah. The first flag wasn't, I'm sure many of you have heard the story. The first American flag was sewn by Betsy Rouse in Philadelphia. And, Washington saw it and he was like, oh man, this is a bitchin' flag, let's use this. That's not quite true. In fact, the first flag came from a slightly weirder story. So, in 1777, I think is the year. I can't remember what the exact year was. It's late 76, early 77. They were, the Americans were already engaged with the British by this point. I mean, they had been fighting, freedom had been invented and spread across the country, and now they're busy fighting. And there was this one battle. It was in, let's see if I can remember how to pronounce this, New Linden's Township. And I think it's in New Jersey. I can't remember if it's in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or Delaware. It's somewhere down there. It's somewhere in that area. It's kind of like, southern New Jersey, northern Delaware, southeast Pennsylvania kind of area. Boy, that is beautiful. It is a beautiful flag. They were, the boys were fighting down there, and Washington was at this battle, and he was, obviously he was a great general for the. Need some food. He was a great general for the Americans, and he was kind of in a really bad spot. He was in a very bad spot at that time. The British were surrounding him, his army, on top of a key fortification on top of this hill, and the British just had them surrounded, and it was not looking good for Washington and company. They were being starved out, and the British were firing pot shots at them all the time, and the men's morale, the morale of the men on the hill. I'll get some carrots. Get some carrots. Carrots are orange. I like orange. But the morale of those men was just awful. I mean, they wanted to give up. They were so exhausted from the war. They were like, George, come on, we gotta give up, man. Let's just go back to being, British subjects and having to pay taxes that the British don't, and having our silly wigs on our judges' heads, because that's what the British people do. Let's just go back to that. And Washington was like, no, we can't do that. I didn't invent freedom for you guys to screw it up. And so he decided he was gonna hold out and wait and hope for a sign, some kind of sign that would prove divine providence that it wasn't really much of a god person, actually, but that, some supreme being, the person who had given him the divine knowledge on how to get freedom. He also believed that someone or something had implanted freedom in, how to make freedom in his brain, because he couldn't figure that out himself, just randomly throwing stuff around. But he's like, oh, if we're going to win, give me some kind of sign. And all of a sudden, as he was saying that, he heard an eagle scream. He looked up, and from the heavens, from the skies, or from wherever, a flag, a red, white, and blue flag, just started slowly falling, and it fell. This flag right here fell right into his hands, and he looked at it, and suddenly he felt powerful and manly. And just as soon as that, that flag touched his hands, just as soon as that flag got in his grasp, the British suddenly started to retreat, like the cowards that they were. And Washington, he didn't have to go back to Philadelphia, hang his head in shame, because he routed those British and he sent them packing. And then he got stuck in Valley Forge and had a terrible winter. And yeah, let's just ignore that part, because that's just crap. But wait. And now I'm thinking, no, none of that actually happened. That's Denmark's flag story. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having a brain fart here. So, since we get our flag done, let's leave a sign here, because this is not really a prank, but I want to leave a sign so people know that I made this. They'll know I made this because they'll see the video. But I want them to know that I personally made this. So, 7 years ago, this great land didn't exist at all. But then we came and conquered and brought freedom to the land of NeoCraft, because that is what Merkins do best. Happy 4th of July, you saucy Brits, you. And I have to sign it with the appropriate signature here. Eagle, Scream, NihonTiger. There we go. And all is done. Let me get a shot of that. There we go. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh man, that is a beautiful shot. That is a beautiful flag. That's a beautiful everything. So that's the end of the episode. Don't know why you're watching this. If you're in America, you should be out enjoying your freedom. So go enjoy your freedom, dummies. And if you don't have freedom, you know what? I'm gonna bring some to you. The form of I don't know, something. Happy 4th of July, everybody. See you guys next time here on NeoCraft. Freedom! Freedom!